Riverfront
I might even be able to pull that off at some point. Nick, I appreciate the time today. This has been great.
It's time for Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
We'll be in touch again
Post-8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique,
You bet. Thank you.
Wagner Auto,
Nick Moen joining us
Hawaii
here on
Federal
Polygon
Credit
Sports.
Union,
Back after this.
Service Master, and Rising Hope Counseling.
Indeed, outdoors right field. That one is going to get out for Benedine. 5 runs driven in.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, AirTech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, and B&B Equipment.
Zabel on the 3-0. Outdoors center field. That's far. That's gone. A 3-run homer for Grace Zabel. And it's a 3-1 lead.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Olson Plumbing, and Agtegra.
Here's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, and Lamb Motor.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout. Outdoors right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Kathy's Sun and Shine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. And now, with the call of today's action, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
And we welcome you into Heights Stadium as we are getting set for the Game 3 of the Triangular, as Post-8 will put their now 6-game winning streak on the line, taking on the Sturgis Titans, as Post-8 at 8-5 now on the season, coming in a dramatic win over Aberdeen earlier today with a 5-4 walk-off win, thanks to Jaden Weeby with a 2 RBI single to win it in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Greg, this is and what might be a good thing is a little bit of a game break to kind of come off that high a little bit and kind of refocus themselves going against this game against Sturgis, because this is another must-win game, and it is a must-win game. There's no question about it. You got to come away with 2 wins here today.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that any game against a South Dakota team is important, and that's what made that walk-off victory against Aberdeen earlier today such a big win for a couple of reasons. I mean, one, it gives you another win on the board, just helps your seed point situation, but it also gives you a little momentum. And we've talked about that this is a Post-8 team that just seems to be, at least right now, finding a way to win ball games. I mean, when they went into that bottom of the 7th inning down by a run, and then you get a walk and you get a hit, you get a pinch hit leadoff walk from Jack Van Camp, you get a hit from Aaron Booth. First time he's not only been at bat during the Legion season, but gets a base hit on the first hit that he sees. And then the Eights are just able to keep putting things in play. Brecken Kruger with the big bunt, really was supposed to be a sacrifice, but placed it well and gets a single out of it. Then pop out as Aberdeen was able to induce a pop out for the first out, but then brought Jaden Weeby to the plate and base hit right through the left side, and pair of runs scored, and the Eights walk it off.
And now at 8-5 on the season, and we'll face this Sturgis team who played basically the same team, the Sturgis Scoopers, back in the spring season. This is just about the same team that Pierre saw back in the spring. And Sturgis, right now, as they did fall to Aberdeen, sitting at 1-3 in South Dakota games, this is still a good team, a good competitive team that still got to bring your A game. Still got to bring your A game if you want to beat this Sturgis club.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you can't take this Sturgis Titan club for granted. I mean, they've got some quality baseball players and just some quality athletes. I mean, we saw that during the football season and saw it again during the basketball season, and then they keep putting those athletes out here, a lot like Pierre. I mean, a lot of multi-sport athletes, a lot of very familiar names if you have followed our broadcast during football or basketball, and so just some very quality athletes that we'll see tonight from Sturgis.
As it is Pierre and Sturgis, the final game of the Triangular, the second game for both these teams, as Pierre is 1-0, Sturgis 0-1, as Post State looking to go 2-0 here in the Triangular before they hit the road tomorrow against Rapid City Post 22. We'll step aside. We'll come back with more of the pregame as we're looking at a 7 o'clock start between Pierre and Sturgis. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Back here at Hyatt Stadium as we are getting set for a first pitch between Pierre and Sturgis as we go through the pitching matchup, as it will be Isaac Pollock on the mound for Post State. It'll be Kane Peters on the mound for Sturgis. As Pollock has had some solid outings. He is 2-0 in his two appearances, gone 6 innings in both of his 2 appearances. Greg, he's about the definition of being consistent, especially with how this season has started for Post State.
Yeah, and he's been kind of the steadying force for this pitching staff. I mean, when the Eights were struggling a little bit coming out of the gate, you just knew you were going to get a good outing out of Isaac Pollock, and he certainly showed that in both of his starts so far. He's gone 6 innings in both outings, given up 14 hits. He's 2-0 on the year, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, only walked 4 in those 12 innings, struck out 11, and has a 2.92 ERA. And so he's just been very solid and has really picked up the eights at a couple of times when they really needed a win. And so just exactly what you've kind of expected out of the senior Isaac Pollock.
Kane Peters will go opposite of him of Sturgis. And again, Greg, this Sturgis team is a familiar names of what we've seen in years past and other sports with Sturgis. But they're coming off of a win over Aberdeen, or excuse me, coming off a loss against Aberdeen. They lost 5-4 in that first game, so they're looking to go 1-1 here. And that emphasis on the second game is probably even more so than what it was going into the doubleheader that they're playing. They want to come away with at least a split, and they probably were thinking, well, if we beat Aberdeen, we got at least a split. Didn't get that win at Aberdeen. Now they're they're going to be gunning for Pierre.
Absolutely. I mean, they come in right now after that loss in the game immediately preceding this game between Sturgis and Post 8, lost to Aberdeen. They now dropped to 1-3 against South Dakota teams, and so that's a challenge. They dropped to 1-3 against South Dakota teams, 6-8 overall, and so it's they're certainly going to be hungry, and they're certainly going to be looking for ways to find success, and they'll try to do it behind the strong right arm of Kane Peters.
As we look at the South Dakota standings right now, as it's still early on the season, once we get into the month of July, things start to kind of take a little bit more shape, or at least through the Dakota Classic weekend. But Post State, if you take Brandon Valley, who is hosting the state tournament, they are in the state tournament. They don't have to play in the region round. If you take them out, they are the number 7 seed as Post State, which would be hosting the number 8 seed, which we right now going into today with the Post 320 Stars. It would be the top 7 teams would get to host, or at least that's what I've not heard for sure, but we're assuming that the top 7 seeds will host. The next 7 seeds then will go and play at those 7 seeds in a best 2 out of 3. That's something that started last year. It kind of worked out to be that way because of how COVID was, but something that was supposed to be in place for last year now is in place for this first full year, and a best 2 out of 3 gets you in the state tournament. And being at home for that best 2 out of 3 is huge, because if you do split and have to play that third game, it would be the next day, and you can sleep in your own bed. Obviously, you want to go 2-0, but having the home field advantage is something that Post State wants to have happen and feels like they should have happen.
And I think that's important. I mean, I'd have to go back and look for sure, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Governor High School team only lost at home twice in the spring, and now the Post 8-5. All these games have been at home. This will be the last home game before the 8s go on the road for about a week, and so they're 8-5. So it's obvious that this is a group of young men that plays well here at Hyde Stadium. We've talked about how good the home crowd is, and just very knowledgeable crowd, crowd that really gets into the game and really boosts the momentum when things are going good for the 8s. And so the crowd can be a difference maker, and if the 8s have an opportunity to play at home in that region, that's a big plus for them.
Post States and Sturgis coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We will step aside for 3 minutes, come back with first pitch. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440. 2440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
ATVs provide wonderful outdoor recreation, but they can also rapidly spread noxious weeds. An ATV can pick up noxious weeds in one area and spread them to the next area in which it is used. When you finish your ride, make sure your ATV is free of weeds and weed seeds. Cleaning your machine is important in stopping the spread of noxious weeds like leafy spurge. To find out how you can help prevent the spread of noxious weeds, call the South Dakota Department of Agriculture or your local county weed and pest supervisor.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Heinz Stadium, we are set for first pitch as Isaac Pollock is on the mound as Post State has taken the field. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as we welcome you in to the broadcast booth. It should be a good one here between Pierre and Sturgis in the final game of a triangular that has stayed on schedule. We don't say that very often, but it has stayed on schedule with Pierre and Sturgis. As we go through the starting lineups, first for Sturgis, it'll be Owen Cass, a shortstop, leading things off. RJ Andruski will be the third baseman batting second. Ridge Inhofer, the right fielder, batting third. David Anderson, the first baseman, batting fourth. Dustin Allen, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Thor Sundstrom, the center fielder, batting fifth. It'll be Kane Peters, the pitcher, batting sixth, seventh. Messed up somewhere. I counted two guys twice. Evan Stroud, the catcher, batting eighth, and Connor Cruikshank, the second baseman, will bat ninth. So it'll be Cass, Andruski, Inhofer, Anderson, Allen, Sundstrom, Peters, Stroud, and Cruikshank to be the 9 hitters, if that all makes sense to you.
Absolutely.
If you're keeping score at home. Isaac Pollock is off the mound as he finished up his warm-up tosses. Hey, we're ready for baseball here. Just a couple of minutes before 7 o'clock. Started at 2:30, actually 2:27 Central Time, and first pitch of game number 1. That took about a little over an hour and a half for Post State to have a walk-off single, 2-run single from Jaden Wiebe. Here's the first pitch to Owen Cass. It is over for strike one at 6:58 as we're underway.
Isaac Pollock again 2-0 on the year. 2 starts, 12 innings pitched. Has 4 walks and 11 strikeouts so far in those 2 starts, and like we said, 2.92 ERA. Just kind of been the steady Eddie of the pitching staff so far, and looking. I know Brian White and Nathan Nas, the Pierre coaching staff, certainly looking for another good outing from the senior number 22 Isaac Pollock tonight.
As it's now 1-2 here to the leadoff hitter and Owen Cass. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Popped foul, and it's going to get right over the top of the press box. Lined up right perfectly with me. And we'll do it again at 1-2.
Just a little bit deep and a little bit to the right.
Actually, probably would have been right to the side here, right where that last foul ball that I almost had. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a line drive to center field. McGuire Rasky will make the catch. Elliott Life out in center field will make the catch. Leadoff man is retired. As it is, Brecken Kruger out in left, Elliott Life in center, McGuire Rasky in right, Andy Gordon at third base, Matt Hansen at short, Jaden Wiebe at second, Bennett Dean at first, Kate Hinkle behind the plate, Isaac Pollock on the mound. RJ Andruski, with the third baseman, will step to the plate with 1 out, nobody on here at the top of the first inning. The right-hander delivers the first pitch, and that one's fouled out of play, and it is 0-1.
little bit of a different outfield alignment for the second game of the day. Raski moves from center to right. Elliott Life inserted into the lineup after starting game number 1, and Brecken Kruger moves from right to left.
There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2 here to Andruski. Polak has come out throwing strikes here to open up this third and final game of the day. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's popped foul, and it will get out of play, and it will remain at 0-2. Sturgis lost 5-4 in game 1, just like in their first game. Just like game 1, the final score was Pierre over Aberdeen 5-4. So the home team has fared well on the scoreboard, going 2-0. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it'll bounce in. Good pitch from Polak. Good take from Andruski, and it's now 1-2.
7 o'clock straight up here at Historic Hyde Stadium on this Tuesday evening. 93 degrees at first pitch, and the wind coming in from the southeast at 19 miles an hour.
1-2 pitch is chopped over for Andy Gordon. A high hopper for him. He'll come in the infield grass, make the play, and throw to first is in time. And there's now 2 down as they'll bring up Rich Inhofer with 2 away as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. I was about to ask if you wanted to do that legal ID there, Greg.
I'll do it sometime. Do I get to say something like, but by the authority vested in the Commissioner of Baseball, you cannot rebroadcast or republish anything said in this broadcast?
Polak will get the ground ball and we'll have a 1-2-3 inning. We'll have to talk about that in the bottom of the first inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Isaac Polak at the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Sturgis. You listen to Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at ComtechPlus.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium as we head to the bottom of the first inning between Pierre and Sturgis. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as the starting lineup for Post State will be Kate Hinkle behind the plate. Jaden Wiebe batting second, playing second. Andy Gordon will bat third and play third. Bennett Dean, the cleanup hitter, playing first base. McGuire Rasky, the right fielder, batting fifth. Matt Hansen, the shortstop, batting sixth. It'll be Gary Nedved, the DH, batting seventh. Elliott Life, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Brecken Kruger, the left fielder, batting ninth. As they will go against Kane Peters. As Peters will get the start, trying to go 1-1 here for Sturgis this afternoon, or this evening, here at Hyde Stadium after dropping the first game. Kate Hinkle will lead things off as he went to 0 for 4, reaching on air to open up the bottom of the first inning.
Catching number 37, Evan Stroud, and the second base number 18, Conrad Cruikshank.
So here is Kate Hinkle as he steps in the left-handed hitter's batter's box. First pitch from Peters is over for strike one. So well, we got a chance. You were talking about the disclaimer. We got ourselves a little disclaimer here.
Yep. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this game without the express written consent of KCCR Radio or John Winkler is prohibited.
That's right. It's just there's no written consent. And it's just all prohibited.
It's all prohibited.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded by the second baseman. The throw to first is in time, and the leadoff man retired. Cruikshank over to Anderson, and that's how the bottom of the first starts. We'll have to start saying that, like during the second game or at any point during a doubleheader. We'll have to say that a lot. Just make it our thing.
Yep. Well, the other thing we'll have to start doing, and we're going to do it right now, Kane Peters has a no-hitter going through a third of an inning.
And here's Jaden Wiebe. First pitch to Wiebe is over for strike one. Speaking of hits, he had the biggest hit in game one, a walk-off single, 2 RBI single to give the Eights their 6th win in a row. A pitch will bounce in, and it's now 1-1.
Eights wearing the green tops, white pants, black lettering, post 8 in script written across the front, black numbers on the back outlined in white, black and green caps.
As Wiebe will lace this one to center field, as it will hang up for Sundstrom to make the catch, and there's now 2 down. For a second, I thought maybe he was playing for the wind to kind of die it down a little bit more. He took a couple of quick steps back, but he was still underneath it, and there's 2 away.
Peters now has a no-hitter going through 2/3 of an inning.
It won't stop until someone gets a base hit. Here's Andy Gordon, first pitch. Ground ball to the left side. There goes the no-hitter.
There goes the no-hitter.
Into left field for a base hit. And Andy Gordon's got the first hit of the ball game. First base runner here for Post 8 with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning.
Sturgis Post 33 Titans today wearing the all whites with the baby blue letters Titans written across the front of the chest. Numbers in the lower right-hand corner across the front of the jerseys. Baby blue numbers on the back outlined in black. And then baby blue and white caps for the Titans.
Here is Bennett Dean. First pitch to him will miss low for ball 1. As we go around the infield defensively, or outfield then infield, it is Allen in left, Sundstrom in center, and Hofer in right, and Drewski at third, Cass at short, Krushank at second, Anderson at first, Stroud behind the plate as he catches ball 2. That was low and outside from Kane Peters to the first baseman, Bennett Dean. Dean had a 2 RBI single back in the bottom of the first inning, as it's now 3-0. That came in game 1. He went 1 for 3, also reached an error. Did Dean in that first game, that 5-4 win over Aberdeen. They are really playing Dean to pull the ball, as it's now 3-1. The second baseman, Krushank, is into shallow right center field. The shortstop, Cass, is to the second base, or the first base side of second base. And the third baseman, Drewski, is played in the hole over on the left side. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Dean goes right back up the middle to where the shortstop would have been. Across his body and away from the throw was a Cassidy. Still is able to fire a strike to Anderson to retire Dean and end the bottom of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We hit at the top of the second. Pierre and Sturgis are scoreless. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on a KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post 8 apparel? All-around graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All-around graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue, or call 224-4677. All-around graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
Top of the second inning, as it will be 4, 5, and 6 for Sturgis. David Anderson, Dustin Allen, and Thor Sundstrom in my reaches base. It'll be then to Kane Peters. Isaac Pollock at a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. As we head here in the top of the second, Sturgis in that first game were held scoreless for the majority of that. I guess it was all of the first part of the game. They finally were able to get on the scoreboard and actually had the tying run and score position in the top of the seventh, before ending up falling to Aberdeen 5-4. As David Anderson, the first baseman, will step in the left-handed hitter's batter's box. First pitch is missed low for ball 1.
Anderson, a second-team All-Stater during the high school season, so we don't have team statistics for for Sturgis today, but we do know that Anderson and Ridge Inhofer, the other second-team All-Stater for the Scoopers, evidently a couple of quality baseball players in addition to several others on this post 33 team.
1-0 pitch is skied out to right field. McGuire Rasky patrolling out there. He'll glide to the line, make the catch, and leadoff man retired. Here to open up the top of the second inning, as they'll bring up Dustin Allen.
Sturgis 1-3 against South Dakota Class A teams so far this year. They have beaten Rapid City Post 320 8-7 back on June 3rd. Lost at both ends of a doubleheader to Mitchell to lead off the year, and then earlier today lost that 5-3 ball game to Aberdeen.
First pitch swinging here for Allen. Coming in on is going to be Elliott Life. He'll make the catch, and they're quickly 2 away. In just 3 pitches for Isaac Pollock, and that'll bring up Thor Sundstrom, the center fielder. It's amazing, and I shouldn't say it's amazing. That's the game of baseball, but it's a lot of fun to see. And maybe some of the coaches probably don't see as much fun, but it's a lot of fun to see some of these teams that are near towards the bottom of the standings. They're dangerous teams. As the first pitch is taken for a strike, Aberdeen is sitting in 17th spot. Their win is over Brookings, who Brookings has got the 1 loss for Harrisburg. So it's not like these teams are just the bottom teams are beating up on the other bottom teams, as that one's popped up in foul territory. It will get out of play. And it's quickly 0-2 here to Sundstrom. We're seeing teams in post 320 right now sitting in the number 9 spot in the standings. These are teams, these are quality baseball teams that if you're not on your A game, or even just to get run to a hot pitcher, can beat you at any given night. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Pollock has retired the first 6 in a row to open up the ball game. We head to the bottom of the second. No score between Pierre and Sturgis. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back here to Heinz Stadium, bottom of the second inning. It is going to be 5, 6, and 7. McGuire Rasky, Matt Hansen, and Gary Nedved, as it is a scoreless game between Pierre and Sturgis. One final score so far, other than the 2 games that have played here. Sioux Falls East beat Mitchell in the one game that they were playing 8-6. Sioux Falls East was coming in today sitting on top of the standings in South Dakota. Harrisburg at number 2, Renner 1 at number 3, and the Hard Hats at number 4. And Post State has a win against against the Hard Hats. So, yeah, they've already beaten one of those top 4 teams. They have lost to Sioux Falls East and Renner 1. Here's the first pitch to McGuire Rasky, and it's outside for ball 1. So that kind of goes back to the point of Post State can play with anybody. They're playing with the number 4 team in the state, and we'll see them again tomorrow. 1-0 pitch. Rasky will go the other way with it. Coming in will be the left fielder in Allen. He'll make the catch. Leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the second.
And that's the thing, and you hit the nail on the head when you said on any given night, if you run into a hot pitcher, and there's probably not a lot of separation between, certainly 3 and 4. I mean, based on the depth of the pitching staffs that likely will be available for Harrisburg and Renner, at least right now, I would tell you probably those are probably the 1 and 2, and maybe separate themselves out just a little bit from everybody else.
As the 1-0 pitch to Matt Hansen is taken for a strike, and it's now 1-1.
But again, I mean, you get a good pitching performance if Post State has to play one of those two teams in a regional tournament. You get a good pitching performance from a Brady Getz or an Isaac Pollock or whoever, and all of a sudden you just got to win one more game, one out of the next two.
Yeah, and that's also if you get into the state tournament, if you can get your starting pitcher to go 5 to 6 innings of quality baseball, as there's a ground ball that'll get underneath the legs or between the legs of Anderson underneath the glove, it'll be a one-out error charge to the first baseman, and it will bring up Gary Nedved, the DH. But if you get your starting pitcher in the first 2-3 games to go 6 innings and maybe bring in one guy to close, and you can bring him in another time or every other game, you're set up well to have a solid tournament. If you don't get the starting pitching early on, then all of a sudden things get a little bit more difficult for you. But if you can get even if you would lose that first game and still get a complete game out of your starter, you're still sitting fine. Obviously, you don't have any more room for error to lose, but it is all about how much pitching you have and how much quality pitching you have to go far into a state tournament, unlike last year where you had just 4 teams and your pitching was for a weekend instead of almost basically carrying out for a full week.
And I think that's one of the pluses for Post State is they can go fairly deep into their bullpen. You've got at least right now, and I'm just going to count out loud, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9, maybe 10 deep. I mean, and you get into an 8-team state tournament, that's the number of bullpen arms that you're going to need. I mean, you're going to need at least 8 to 10 arms if you're going to make a deep run into that semifinal, final 4 kind of scenario. And I think Post State certainly has that ability based upon the way that they've played ball so far this year.
A 4-pitch walk to Gary Nedved brings up Elliott Life with first and second and 1 down here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch is over for strike 1. And you mentioned, too, 10 guys. Well, if you win, you can win 4 and win the whole thing, win 4 in a row. But if you have to play 5 games, that's 2 pitchers in a game. And even then, all of a sudden, those guys at the beginning of the tournament can probably come back and pitch towards the end of the tournament. So that tells you if you can get some quality outings from all those guys, and obviously it's still very tough to do even no matter how good you are. You see major league guys struggle in outings, but if you get that solid pitching through that state tournament, you set yourself up to be in every single game and potentially win a state championship. And that's what makes Post State dangerous, one in the postseason, in the regional, but also in the state tournament if they're able to win 2 of 3 in the region round to make it to the state tournament. As Elliott Life grounds a 2-1 pitch foul down the first baseline and is now 2-2. From the stretch, Peters delivers. That one will bounce in the dirt. Both runners move up 90 feet. And it's second and third here with a 3-2 count for Elliott Life with 1 down.
And a off-speed pitch from Peters that just only got about 58 feet, and then just Stroud not able to knock it down. And so the Eights have a couple of runners up into scoring position. I think Stroud took that off his throwing hand, and he's – we got time called by the home plate umpire. He's looking, both the home plate umpire and Stroud, the catcher, are looking at his throwing hand like, I don't know. We'll see. This might end up. We'll see how bad this potential injury is.
Hopefully he's able to continue, Stroud, as they're checking out his hand. He has not taken the mask off, but they are coach, umpire, and catcher are all looking to see what it is. Casey Michelson, trainer here at Pierre, making her way out behind home plate to check on him as well. I think they're going to see if have a play catch or so with the pitcher, just see if he can throw it okay. And and then Peters almost throws it away from him, which makes him have to work even harder to make the catch. But it seems right now he seems to be okay, but also, if you're Post State, you're seeing if you get a runner on first base within the next inning or so, obviously if you get a runner on first here, bases will be loaded. But if you get a runner on first and empty base at second, you're probably going to steal, no matter who it is, just to see if how good that hand is, if he's going to question it or not.
And the other thing that you have to look at is that Sturgis only has 2 bench players available, and so if Stroud would have to come out and they have to replace him in the lineup, that really limits what Sturgis can do for any kind of a bench move later on in this game, either for pinch hitter or potential arm out of the bullpen. So Stroud's looks like Casey Michelson brought her tape with her. Looks like he's got some tape on that index finger, that right index finger, and so he's gonna gut it out and try to go, and we'll see what happens from here on out.
3-2 pitch from Peters was fouled out of play on the left side for LA Life. So here we go again with a 3-2 pitch, and Life will take strike 3, and he'll be the second out. And now it'll be up to Breckenkruger, the number 9 hitter, trying to get that first run of the ball game in for Post State. As he had that big bunt that was trying for a sacrifice, ended up being a base hit, turned into then 1 out later, end up being a base hit from Jaden Wiebe to score the game-winning runs, as he'll foul the first pitch off to the third base line, and it's 0-1 here to Kruger. 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in game number 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Peters. Kruger will foul it back, and it's now 0-2.
Kruger hitting 200 coming into the day, 3 hits and 15 at bats, all singles, got an RBI, 4 runs scored, 3 walks on the young season, but done a nice job. Come up and has originally called up as a dual roster player for the Eights.
As that will be grounded to the first baseman, couldn't handle it. The throw to first is not in time. It'll be another air charge to the first baseman, Anderson. 1 run will come in to score, and it'll be first and third here with 2 away. As the 2 errors in this inning have hurt Sturgis. It's a 1-0 lead for Post State.
And kind of a gift run right there for the Eights. Just a ground ball that Kruger shot the other way, and Anderson just not able to look the ball all the way into his glove. And by the time that he was able to recover and Peters was able to come over and cover first base, the speedy Breckenkruger makes his way down the line, and now the Eights got runners on the corners.
He will take off on the first pitch. That one's popped up foul. Going left side, it will get out of play as the third baseman, Andruski, ran out of room, and it's 0-1. They didn't take a whole lot of time to get themselves running towards second. Kruger took on with the first pitch. We'll see if that's on again, and if you're Peters, see if they try and hold on Kruger. Kruger does not take off with the 0-1 pitch, and it's taken for a strike by Hinkle, and the count is now 0-2. Because they've gone to that number system, Coach White can yell out the numbers from the dugout. Doesn't have to actually be over at third base to give out any signals. The 0-2 pitch is outside, and it's now 1-2.
I thought maybe at 0-2 that would be a prime time to look at possibly trying to put him in motion. 1-2 might be an even better pitch.
From the stretch, here's the 1-2 pitch, not running. There's a ground ball to the right side. It'll be off the second baseman to recover. The throw is pulling the first baseman off the bag. A third error of the inning scores the second run of the game for Post State. They lead it 2-0 with runners at first and second.
And again, kind of another gift run, just kind of a routine ground ball to Connor Cruikshank at second base, and just bobbled the ball, and by the time he came up with it, kind of hurried the throw a little bit, and that pulled Anderson off the bag at first, and the Eights get another run, and have now played at 2 here in the bottom of the second.
Jaden Wiebe will take ball 1. He flew out the center field in his first at bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Wiebe. Outside, and it's now 2-0. Kruger is on at second. It is Hinkle on at first. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. This will be, boy, they're gonna have 6 outs in this second inning. As a 2-0 pitch misses low, and it's now 3-0. 3 errors charged to Sturgis in this inning alone. They've done all this damage without a hit. No runs, or excuse me, 1 run, no hits, 3 errors so far in this inning. 3-0 pitch is in the dirt, and it's going to be now the bases loaded, and you're bringing up the number 3 hitter, Andy Gordon.
Yeah, and if if Anderson just makes that play at first base, the first error, which turned out to be the first error of the inning, already Peters has put an extra 11 pitches on his arm here, just trying to get through these next 3 batters. And so that's how not only does the error just kind of feed on itself, but you just add those extra pitches onto your pitcher's arm, and so that's just, it's kind of a double whammy for you if you run into an extended inning like this.
And that's also the thing, too, is that the second error that Anderson had in the inning, also, if he makes the play, then the run doesn't score. So 2 errors allowed that first run to score, then the third error allowed that second run to score. Now Andy Gordon can really make him pay. First pitch is at the letters for strike 1. Gordon in game 1 went 1 for 3, singled, and came around to score, flew out, and also grounded into a double play. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's upstairs, and it's now 1-1.
Allen in left field for the Titans, playing Gordon around to pull. Sundstrom pretty much straight away in center field, maybe shading a little bit to the left, and Inhofer in right pretty much straight away.
1-1 pitch is fouled back. Gordon with a good cut, but it's now 1-2.
But a lot of room out in left center. If Gordon can pick out a pitch he likes and rope one towards that 383 mark out in left center, the bases will clear pretty quickly.
1-2 pitch. Gordon swings and misses and will strike out and will retire the side here in the bottom of the second. 2-run score in the inning. There were no hits, 3 errors, and 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the third. 2-0 lead for Post State over Sturgis. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and KCCR Sports.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
As we welcome you back, top of the third inning, Post State leads 2-0 over Sturgis. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as the Eights were gifted those 2 runs on 3 Sturgis errors in the bottom of the second. But it will be 7, 8, 9. Kane Peters, Evan Stroud, and Connor Krushenk will be the first 3 hitters. He might reach his bases back to the top of the order, and Owen Cass, as Pollock has retired the first 6 men that he has faced in this ball game. Kane Peters looking to put an end to that and also try and help himself out after having 2 unearned runs in that second inning.
And the other thing, and we'll see how Stroud is. He's the second batter up this inning, but we'll see if that finger impacts his ability to hold and swing a bat. If that index finger is hurting him on his right hand, I mean that may limit his ability to swing the stick tonight for the Titans.
Here's the first pitch, ground ball. That's going to be fouled down the third base bag. Just fouled down the third base bag. And it's 0-1 here to Kane Peters.
Andy Gordon getting another workout here in game number 2. He certainly earned his money in game number 1, having to field and evade and work hard on just about every ground ball hit his way, and there were a number of them.
0-1 pitch is over, and it's now 0-2. And we got to mention that he was the hardest working man in Pierre in that first game. I don't think there's anybody that had to work harder than he did with all those ground balls that were hit to him and all the crazy hops that he had. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's popped foul. Get back to the backstop, and we'll do it again here at 0-2. 2-0 here in the top of the third. Leadoff man, Kane Peters at the plate, down 0-2 the count. Isaac Pollock from the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one just a bit outside. It's a brave take from Peters. But the man that's been on the mound probably thinking, I know how the strike zone is, so he laid off of it, and now the count's 1-2. Now here's the 1-2 pitch. That one just missing as well, and the count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
From our vantage point up here, if I were umpiring from up here, I would have called both of those strikes.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a little blooper that will land foul. Got over the head of Andy Gordon, but hooked foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. A couple of close calls for Peters being that first base runner.
Just a ball that he kind of flared out over the head of Andy Gordon, and if it's about 3 feet farther to the right, that's a fair ball, and likely would have meant at least 1, maybe 2 bases for Peters.
2-2 pitch is fouled back, so he will do it again here at 2-2.
Turned it into a good battle here as Peters really grinds this at bat.
Isaac Pollock looking to win this battle against Peters. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Just a bit low, and Peters has worked it full. Now 3-2. 3 really close takes from Kane Peters. Has made this count full after fouling 3 different pitches off. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's taken for strike 3, tagged out by Henkel, and a good battle between those 2 guys, but Pollock will win the first battle between pitcher and batter, as it'll bring up Evan Stroud, who is catching, and we'll see how that hand is. He's got it taped up. He's a right-handed hitter, so that right hand is on over the top of the left hand. Here's the first pitch to Stroud. It's over for strike 1.
And the last thing you want right now, if you're Evan Stroud, is to take one and try to hit a ball right just above your hands, because that's probably gonna sting even worse than maybe what that foul ball he took was.
0-1 pitch. He tried to climb the ladder, and it's now quickly 0-2. Here's the catcher Stroud. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A little line shot base hit for Stroud, and he'll be the first base runner. 7 straight retired to open the ball game for Isaac Pollock.
And there goes the no-hitter.
There goes the no-hitter. The top of the third gets that first hit with 1 down, and over Connor Cruikshank. Although I will say, well, I guess I shouldn't say, but we're past the no-hitter, so it doesn't even matter anymore. But with the ground ball, get out of the double play, he still can face the minimum through 3 innings. First pitch is over for strike 1.
Any chance we could rule that one an error?
I don't think so. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's popped up on the right side. Bennett Dean will make the catch over in foul territory, and there's now 2 down.
I was at a minor league baseball game a number of years ago, and kind of one of the traditions of a lot of minor league baseball games is the opposing team, the home team always names one of the batters, one of the guys in the lineup is the beer batter, and if they can strike the beer batter out, then beer is half price for the next half inning. And so the beer batter came up for the opposing team, and he gets 2 strikes on him, and the crowd just starts to get real excited, and then he flies out to center field, and the guy behind me goes, "I think that was a foul ball."
So 1-0 pitch is fouled back by Cruikshank, and it's 1-1. Oh, that's a good one. Thought maybe they were all booing him and everything, but yeah, that's a foul ball.
That's a foul ball, dead straightaway center field.
Counts 1-1 here to Cruikshank. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That will hit the dirt, and a good block by Henkel, and is now 2-1. I mean, we could maybe give an air to Andy Gordon. I don't know if he'd really like it too much. He was the closest guy to it, so
the co-head of the KCCR research department and official scorekeeper for Post State might have a little something to say about that.
Well, scoreboard here, Mike Pollock can quickly change that hit to an error. I think we're getting to an agreement here that we might have an error. It counts 2-2 here to Cruikshank. From the stretch, here's a 2-2 pitch from Pollock. just misses low and is now 3-2, and we'll have a head start from Stroud, the catcher.
Yeah, one of the things that's just a real fun to watch is Isaac Polak, because every time out he's going to be right around the plate on just about every pitch.
3-2 pitch is a curveball on the dirt. Throw to first is in time, and he's swinging a miss, and another strikeout. This of Owen Cass, and that will retire the side here in the top of the third inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, or if you want to keep a score a different way, no hits, one error, but one man left on base. We head to the bottom of the third inning, 2-0 lead for Pierre over Sturgis. You listen to Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
It is the bottom of the third inning. Post-8 leading 2-0 as it'll be for Post-8, 4, 5, and 6. Bennett Dean, McGuire Rasky, and Matt Hansen. Anybody reaches base, it'll then be Gary Nedved, the DH. As we welcome you back in here at Hyde Stadium on your Riverfront Broadcasting Station, KCCR. Also watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports on a beautiful Tuesday evening here at Hyde Stadium. Tomorrow we hit the road for the first time. Feels like it really has been a long time. It's been May 1st was the last time we were on the road, and I'm not really sure how to handle this going on the road again. It's going to feel like we're going to be forever before we get back to home, but it's next Tuesday when we're back at home again. First pitch to Bennett Dean misses for ball one.
Post-8 with three out-of-town weekend tournaments on the schedule this year.
As that one's popped up in foul territory, third baseman Andruski will take his hat off into his bare hand and make the catch near the dugout, and the leadoff man is retired. You just had to have the hat in his bare hand to make that play. And the leadoff man retired. Sun's not a problem to him. Doesn't have to have the hat on for the sun. Just took it right off, and they will make the catch. Almost overran it. That's a really tough play because you're sitting there trying to figure out where that dugout's at. And he was able to make the catch to retire Dean to lead off the bottom of the third. As the first pitch of McGuire Rasky is taken for ball one.
Yeah, Sturgis had Dean pulled far around a pole like they did the first time. Second baseman was into right field.
And McGuire Rasky will lace this one into center field. Takes one hop in front of the center fielder Sundstrom, and Rasky is now 1 for 2 as he's on for the first time in game number 2. That'll bring up Matt Hansen, who reached an error that started everything back in the bottom of the second inning.
We'll see if a one-out base hit gets things started for the Eights here in the third.
First pitch is over for strike one to Hansen. So it'll be in Rapid City tomorrow, 6 o'clock Central Time. We'll start that doubleheader. And then 7 o'clock on Friday, taking on Wayzata, Minnesota, as Hansen will ground that one foul. It's now 0-2.
Yeah, I think it's 7:30 start on
7:30.
Friday.
Okay,
Yep.
7:30 start on Friday, and then a 5 and 7:30 start on Saturday for a doubleheader, finishing the day against Sioux Falls West, and then at 9:30 Sunday morning out in Sioux Falls. So that game, and want to talk about that too. That game 9:30 on Sunday, as they pick off McGuire Rasky's back in safely, will be on Capital City Rock. It'll still be on KCCR Sports on YouTube, but it'll be on Capital City Rock because of the church service that'll be played at 11 o'clock. So we'll move the game over to Capital City Rock. but we'll still have that available to watch on the normal KCCR Sports as Hansen will take the 0-2 pitch, and he'll go down looking, and there's now 2 down to bring up Gary Nedved. So remember that, Greg.
Yep.
Make sure you remember me to say Capital City Rock when we go on the air on Sunday. It's going to be your job.
No rebroadcast, retransmission, or other bad stuff can be done on Capital City Rock without permission of Capital City Rock.
There we go.
Or John Winkler.
No bad stuff can happen. Here is Gary Nedved.
I didn't have my script in front of me, so I had to make something up.
First pitch to Nedved. That's upstairs for ball 1. Rasky taking off for second. He'll slide in safely at second. It's a good throw there from Stroud. I think that hand seems to be okay. The shortstop in Cass didn't catch the ball cleanly. I think that's what Stroud was most upset about, was that he thought he had Rasky out at second base. But he is in scoring position here for Gary Nedved. Here's a pitch outside off the glove. I think Rasky saw it right away. Couldn't advance to third. So the count's 2-0 here to Gary Nedved.
And I think you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Brian White, the way he built this schedule this year. Just the Eights only have 5 out-of-town doubleheaders in those 3 weekend tournaments. So they're only on the road in this 45-game schedule. They're only on the road for about, I suppose it ends up being about 20-some games. But they, especially this front end of the schedule, really front-loaded with a lot of these doubleheaders at home through the first part of June.
2-1 pitch is over, and it's now 2-2. But then he because we were talking about that the other last week, and he said, "Boy, because I look like a genius with this schedule." And he said, "But I'm going to look like a horrible person next year if all of a sudden we have to go on the road for the first full month of the season and don't get any home games." As it counts now 3-2 here to Gary Nedved.
Yeah, just 3 home doubleheaders left for the Eights. Next week, Tuesday night, against Excelsior, Minnesota.
That one's grounded through on the left side for a base hit. McGuire Rasky will round. The throw will be coming towards the plate. Nedved will take off for second, and the throw will not be made from the catcher Stroud. So it's second and third. Good base running there by Nedved to take second base on the throw coming in. So it's a 2-out single, but they're second and third with 2 away for Elliott Life.
Yeah, and a nice piece of heads-up base running by Gary Nedved. Once he saw the throw come all the way home, I mean, he was on his horse and got to second base, and so the Eights have runners in scoring position here with 2 outs. A two out base knock from Elliott Life would be big right here.
Swings and misses at the first pitch from Kane Peters. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Life will chop it back toward the mound, and Peters will field. The throw to first is in time, and Post State will be held scoreless here in the bottom of the third inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We have the top of the fourth as a 2-0 lead for Pierre over Sturgis. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wondering what to do with that pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Top of the fourth inning, and a 2-0 lead for Post State, as Isaac Pollock has allowed just 1 hit through the first 3 innings. R.J. Andrewski, Rich Inhofer, and David Anderson, 2, 3, and 4 to lead things off here in the top of the fourth inning. I guess it depends on who you ask on if Pollock's giving up that 1 hit or not. I think it's pretty consistent that he has given up that hit, but he retired the first 7 men that he faced. And that base hit has been the only runner he has allowed to reach so far through the first 9 outs. Here's the first pitch to R.J. Andruski. Swings and fouls that one off the mask of the umpire and maybe off the arm of the umpire, but it's 0-1 here to Andruski, who grounded out to the third baseman Gordon at the top of the first inning.
Like we were saying before the last half inning ended, just three home doubleheaders left for the Eights after tonight. Doubleheader next Tuesday night against Excelsior, Minnesota. Traditionally one of the powerhouse teams in Minnesota Legion baseball. And then next Wednesday, Huron Post 7 comes to town. And then the day after the 4th of July, that Monday holiday.
As that one's lined into right field, and it hangs up for McGuire Rasky to make an easy catch, and the leadoff man retired here in the top of the 4th.
Then on July 5th, day after the 4th of July, Monday holiday for a lot of people, Harrisburg comes to town for a doubleheader. Chance to see a couple of potential future MLB draft picks on that Harrisburg team. Chase Mason, certainly under the watch of a number of MLB scouts this year, and then Will Simmons, the Class A high school baseball player of the year, headed to, at least verbally committed to North Carolina, but the way he pitched this year would not surprise me if he's on a lot of major league teams' scouting boards going into the next year's draft.
1-0 pitch to Rich Inhofer is fouled away and is now 1-1 to the right fielder. He grounded back to Pollock in his first at-bat. It's hard to believe that after today, just 3 more doubleheaders here at Hyde Stadium. And, of course, that could lead to playing here at Hyde in the region round, but in the regular season, just 3 doubleheaders left to go. And 2 of those 3 will be next week.
Yep, only guaranteed of having 6 more home games for the Eights this year.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inhofer skies it out to right field. There's McGuire Rasky again. He'll make the catch. And there is too quickly down here for the Eights in the top of the 4th. And he'll bring up David Anderson. Sturgis trying to find someone to reach base here at the top of the 4th inning. He flew out to McGuire Rasky in his first at-bat. Rasky's looking to tie a record that will never be broken if he can get another fly ball.
Most putouts in an inning.
Most putouts in an inning. He'll be in the record books. He'll join me in the record books. That happened to me in high school.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. Here's the first pitch to Anderson. It's popped up. I don't think Rasky's going to get this one. Left side infield for Matt Hansen. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side here at the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. At the bottom of the 4th. Could have made a Harry Carey joke there. Pierre leads Sturgis 2-0 after 3.5. You're listening to KCCR at KCCR Sports.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As we welcome you back here, Hyde Stadium, bottom of the 4th inning. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as it will be 9-1-2. Brecken Kruger, Cade Hinkle, and Jaden Wiebe. He might reach his base. It'll be Andy Gordon. As the Eights have a 2-0 lead through that first 3.5 innings. Rasky was so close to getting that record. It just came up short. Couldn't sprint all the way from right field to the shortstop position, make the catch.
Yeah, and recording 3 putouts in an inning, that's something that it's a record held by many. The one that you don't want to have is recording 3 offensive putouts in the same inning. That would be a record held by. I'm sure that multiple people have done it, but it's far fewer number.
And not in the happiest of situations to do something like that either. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Kruger will float this one into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Could be extra bases to kick off the inning. Kruger with a hard turn at first. He'll hold up at first base. A good throw coming in from the center fielder Sundstrom. And a leadoff single here for Pierre, their 4th hit of the ball game. And it'll bring up the top of the order in Cade Hinkle.
Yeah, big turn from Brecken Kruger, and again, with nobody out, maybe you take that chance and try to get into second, but with the top of the lineup coming behind you, probably the right idea to stay where you're at.
As Cade Hinkle tried to offer the bunt, Brecken Kruger had to dive back in, and the throw came back from the catcher. And I believe they said that he went around on the bunt attempt, or offered at the bunt attempt, so it's 0-1. And Kruger, actually, I believe it was ruled the ball. So here's the 1-0 pitch upstairs. I believe it's now 2-0. 2-0 is the count here to Cade Hinkle. It was close. I thought maybe that we would see. I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have said Hinkle offered at it, because it was pretty close to him actually offering at that. But 2-0 pitch is fouled down the first baseline, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, and nice throw by Stroud to almost pick Kruger off at first base. Kruger about a third of the way down towards second as Hinkle squared on that first pitch, and looked like he was trying to lay down the sacrifice bunt, but Kruger actually just able to get in back to first base ahead of the throw.
2-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 3-1 count here to Hinkle, the leadoff man in the order. Jane Wiebe will follow. And then it would be Andy Gordon. So now here's the 3-1 pitch. Hinkle will take it for ball 4. And it's a walk to make it first and second here with nobody away in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Hinkle adds to the team lead in walks, comes into the day leading the team with 9 walks, added another one right there. And so his on-base percentage continues to hang in that 500 mark. Half of the time, that 1 out of every 2 times that he comes up to the plate, he finds a way on base.
As they'll bring a mound visit out to talk with the entire infield here with first and second and nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jaden Wiebe is coming to the plate, trying to extend this 2-0 lead. A good start to this 4th if you're Post State.
Jack Van Camp coaching first base tonight for the Eights. I suspect we will see him, at least I think we'll see him tomorrow night, I suppose, against Rapid City Post 22.
Yeah, he will. He's also coaching the 14U team for Pierre. As Wiebe tries to bunt it, popped up in the air, it'll land foul. And it's 0-1. But he's coaching the 14U team for Pierre, so his time is split between both the Legion team and also coaching, and this weekend will be with the 14U team. And also, because he's basically, we've seen him hit. We saw him hit in game number 1. But he's a pitcher only, and he'll throw tomorrow, and then he won't have to worry about needing him as a pitcher for the weekend. Maybe try to bunt again. That one is coming up high, and it's now 1-1.
Andrzejewski coming in from third base, not real hard, but by the time that the pitch was delivered, he's within about 30 feet of home plate. Cass moving over from the shortstop position to cover third base, and so we'll see if they keep the bunt on here with runners first and second and nobody out.
They did not, as the 1-1 pitch came inside, and is now 2-1 here to Wiebe. With Kruger at second, Hinkle on at first. A 2-1 count with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 pitch. Wiebe showed bunt, pulled it back, and it's now 3-1.
And sometimes when you're struggling a little bit, just showing that bunt as a pitcher, you don't want to give the hitter too much to hit, and so you just try to be a little too fine with it.
3-1 pitch is yanked into left field for a base hit, and they'll hold up Kruger at third base. So it'll be a single for Wiebe to load the bases now for the third baseman, Andy Gordon, who is 1 for 2 with a single so far in this ball game.
We'll see what Sturgis wants to do here, down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Nobody out, bases loaded for Post 8. We'll see if looks like they're going to play the corners in and keep the middle infield back, try to play for two at some place, but they're not going to try to cut the ground ball off all the way around the infield, at least against Andy Gordon.
First pitch is taken for ball one. That was high for ball one to Gordon. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Gordon out towards right center field. That will drop in for a base hit. One run will come in to score. Everybody else will be held up at 90 feet after their base, as Kruger was on third base waiting to tag if it was caught. I think the same thing was for Cade Hinkle. So it's going to be just an RBI single for Gordon, but it'll kind of put a quarter in, make the merry-go-round go once. And here's Bennett Dean.
Yeah, and one of those deals where you kind of wish Andy Gordon wouldn't have hit it so hard, but just one hopped right out to the right fielder Inhofer, and the runners are only able to move up 90 feet.
And here's Dean out towards right field, coming in, sliding, can't make the catch. It'll drop in for a base hit. Another run will come in to score, as it's now a 4-0 lead on the RBI single for Bennett Dean.
Back-to-back RBI singles to the right side, and Eights have doubled the lead from 2-0 to 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Another quarter got put into that merry-go-round, as we will have our pitching change. As our second mound visit of the inning, which will end the day for Kane Peters. We will step aside for a minute, tell you the changes. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it.
If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone. If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it.
But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone.
Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently? There is no difference.
We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you.
When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com.
Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope,
you have everything.
As we welcome you back, as it will be Connor Cruikshank to be on the mound here for Sturgis, as we're trying to figure out the rest of the defensive changes. Looked like it was Anderson that went out to right field. He is out there in right field, so we'll see where Inhofer goes. Cruikshank is to the mound. We'll see if Peters will go to first or second. And the first man to greet, though, Cruikshank will be McGuire Rasky. With the bases loaded and nobody out. That's not an easy test to have McGuire Rasky come up with nobody out and the bases loaded, by the way, and you're down 4-0. You've got to really keep yourself in check here, because this inning could really get away from you with this man coming to the plate.
So I think Andrzejewski is now playing second base. He moves over from third base. Inhofer has come in from right field to play third base.
And then it will be Peters over at first to finish out the changes. Boy, we had a merry-go-round going here with the base pass, and also for guys switching defensive positioning. Here's the first pitch. It's over for ball one to McGuire Rasky. Here is McGuire Rasky. 1-0 pitch to him is is now 2-0.
Yeah, and now Sturgis has the infield in all the way around. Any ground ball is coming home.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. That is over, and it's now 2-1. And I think they kind of sense here what might be brewing. Down 4-0 with nobody on the bases loaded in the bottom of the fourth inning. You got to try and keep all the runs off the board that you can. Rasky will ground it to the second baseman. The throw coming to the plate. It's going to be in time. Boy, Stroud didn't think he actually caught the ball, but he had snow-coned it, and it stayed in that mitt. So there's a fielder's choice. It'll be a 4-2 fielder's choice for the first out, as Rasky is on at first base. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. And that'll bring up Matt Hansen, who reached on an air and also struck out looking. Here's the first pitch. That's taken for a strike. Now the middle will go back to try and get an inning-ending double play. The corners are still in to try and start maybe a 5-2 or a 3-2 double play. Hansen, hard, sharp ground ball. That's off the glove of the shortstop, and it'll be into shallow center field. Another run will come in to score, and the bases will remain loaded as it's a 5-0 lead now for Post State.
Yeah, and so Post State's gotten 3 runs here, 3 base hits after they loaded the bases, but only able to move the runners 90 feet at a time, just because the balls have been hit so hard, but virtually right at the Sturgis fielders, and so just not an opportunity to get any movement other than just that 90 feet advance.
Gary Nedved will take ball 1. That was high. It's going to be scored a base hit, RBI single for Matt Hansen. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, and it's now 2-0. So Hansen is now 1 for 3 with an RBI. 8 hits so far for Post State, 5 in the inning for the Eights. They lead at 5-0. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Nedved, left side, base hit through the hole. 1 run coming to score. Here comes another run coming in to score. The throw will come in. It's going to be first and third. A 2 RBI single for Gary Nedved. And it's a 7-0 lead here for Post State.
Yeah, just a single through the left side, and fortunately, you hate to say fortunately, it wasn't hit quite as hard, but just a nice line drive through the left side made the left fielder Allen come to his left and had to go a fair distance to pick up the ground ball, and with that you get a couple of runs in, and Matt Hansen alertly goes from first to third, and now the Eights have runners on the corners and 1 out.
First pitch to Elliott Live. He'll sky this one out towards center field. Should be deep enough to get the run in. Coming in will be Sundstrom to make the catch. They will not send the run, and Nedved will not take off for second, so everybody will stay at first and third with 2 away. And it'll bring up Brecken Kruger, who started this inning off with a single. Came around to score. As you are also listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station. So the first time that Post State will bat through the order here in the 2 games that they have played. First pitch is over for strike 1 from Krushenk to Brecken Kruger, who is 1 for 2, singled and also reached an air in his 2 at-bats.
Krushenk likes to start off the hitters. Looks like he likes that curveball, and it's a pitch he's used on the first pitch of the at-bat the last couple of times.
That one will be grounded over their base side. And it's now 0-2. Boy, Coach Nas doesn't put up a whole lot of effort over there at third base. He is not. I don't think he's in game shape right now. I think Coach Steele is going to make him run a little bit more. He likes to run the sidelines during football. I think you have to make Coach Nas run a little bit. Hey, Coach White could do that too at practice.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kruger grounds it third base side. It will hit the line. Almost looked like he hit the line to jump foul. And it remains at 0-2.
Yeah, 2 hopper down the line, and first bounce landed in fair territory. Second bounce landed on the line, and then by the time that Inhofer gloved the ball, he was about half a dozen feet into foul ground.
Here's the 0-2 pitch again. Nedved takes off. It's high, and it'll be a stolen base for Nedved. And the count's now 1-2. Final score and pass along. Brandon Valley, they beat Yankton 15-14. And what should be a doubleheader. That one a little slow, or a little blooper that is caught by a diving third baseman Inhofer to make the catch and retire the side here in the bottom of the 4th inning. But not before Post State strikes for 5 runs in the inning for 6 hits. And it will be no errors and 2 men left on base. So we head to the top of the 5th. 7-0 lead for Post State over Sturgis. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, it's It's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546.
We are at the top of the fifth inning. It is a 7-0 lead for Post States over Sturgis. John McClure alongside Greg Dean. As for Sturgis, it'll be 5, 6, and 7. Dustin Allen, Thor Sundstrom, and Kane Peters. Thunderstrom, that would be an AC/DC song. No, wait, that's not right. First pitch is missed for ball one. Check swing that was not offered by Dustin Allen. That's a good dad joke, isn't it? No, it wasn't even a...
Thor Thunderstrom?
Thunderstrom. I was trying to say Thunderstruck, but I don't know why.
That is an AC/DC song.
Yeah. Thought maybe I said a good dad joke and you didn't even laugh at it, so I know it wasn't good. Here's the 1-1 pitch. I don't know, bounce low, and it's now 2-1. Boy, that one hurts. I don't. You want to take over play-by-play duties here? I don't know if I got it in me anymore. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one's popped up. Maybe this will. Nope, that's not going to get to me. So maybe that'll help me get back into it, but it'll land foul. And it's now 2-2.
Oh, I'm just thinking maybe we launch into an AC/DC discussion. Maybe that'll add a little pep in your step.
I thought you were going to say a little thunder in your step. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball left side. Andy Gordon will field to his left. The throw to first is dug out by Dean. The leadoff man is retired to open up the top of the fifth inning. I can't think too quick on my feet without giving me a little bit more time. I was trying to throw an AC/DC song in there in the play being made, but didn't work out.
Well, if the Eights would have been wearing their black tops, we could have talked about it being back in black. We could have.
There's a ground ball to Gordon. He'll stab that one on the backhand. The throw to first is another low one, not dug out by Dean. Taking off for second will be Sundstrom. He will get to second base. And there's a one-out error. First error of the ball game charged to Post State. It'll be to Andy Gordon. And that'll bring up Kane Peters.
That error, kind of was just sort of a dirty deed done dirt cheap, maybe.
I was going to say a shot in the dark. Here's the first pitch to Kane Peters. That one's lined to left field. Brecker and Kruger coming in, still coming in. He'll make the catch. That one started to die out there in left field, and Kruger was able to make the grab. And there's now 2 down. We'll bring up Evan Stroud, the catcher. The wheels are turning in your head right now, aren't they?
They are. I'm trying to figure out a way to weave a Money Talks reference in here somehow.
Hey, there you go. Again, 2 outs. Runner on second here at the top of the fifth inning.
All we need now is an 80s theme night, someplace along the line for Post State.
Here's the first pitch. That one's blooped to left field. Kruger coming in. It'll land right in front. Runner's going to maybe take off for home. He was held up. He almost ran through the stop sign, did Sundstrom, but he will stop at third base, and there's runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Just the second hit of the ball game. And that was both have been by Stroud. And it comes with 2 away here in the top of the fifth inning.
Stroud just kind of put his bat out in front of that pitch from Isaac Pollock and just kind of blooped it out into left field, and Kruger coming hard, able to keep the runner at third base after advancing from second to third, and so Sturgis got a little bit of something going now. Runners at the corners and 2 out here in the top of the fifth, down 7-0 to the Eights.
First pitch was missed for ball one. Here is the 1-0 pitch to Cruikshank, and that one also missed, and is now 2-0. First and third, a 7-0 lead, though, for Pierre in the top of the fifth inning. First man was retired on a ground ball, and then second man reached on an air. The next one flew out to left field. And that next one went out to left field again, but it landed for a base hit. As it counts now 1-1. Cruikshank.
Eight's playing just kind of medium deep in the outfield, straight up in the infield.
Cruikshank popped out to the first baseman, Dean, in his first at-bat. 1-1 pitch is taken for a strike, and the count is now 1-2. With two down here in the top of the fifth inning.
Cruikshank certainly can help himself. Pitcher for the Titans right now.
Swing and a miss by Cruikshank, and Pollock will have 5 shutout innings. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Post State leads it over Sturgis 7-0. Listen to Post State Baseball on a KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
As we welcome you back, it is the bottom of the fifth inning, and in the top of the order for Post State, Cade Hinkle, Jaden Wiebe, and Andy Gordon. Anybody reaches base, it'll be back to Bennett Dean, the cleanup hitter in the order for Post State. The Eights right now are 3 runs away from making this a quick one and trying to get a 10-run rule on Sturgis. Picked up 5 runs in that fourth inning on 6 hits. Cruikshank came in and kind of slowed things down, the process that Post State was on to that point, but we'll be looking for a potential. All it is 3 runs here, and Post State can walk away with the 2-0 day against Aberdeen and Sturgis.
Yeah, and I think that would be big, just because if they could somehow find a way to plate 3 runs here in the bottom of the fifth and end this game early. Isaac Pollock has a nice pitch count going right now, and the upside would be that he would be available a little earlier for this weekend's use down at the Dakota Classic. Dakota Classic really has grown in the last couple of years. Last year, I think I'd seen only 12 teams in the COVID season of 2020, but this year the field has expanded to 40 teams. That's what has pushed the number of pool sites out to 8. Pool sites being hosted at Harmon Park in Sioux Falls, as well as Renner, Brandon Valley, Harrisburg, T, West Central.
Here is Cade Hinkle to lead things off. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. 2 years ago, Post State went to the final day of the Dakota Classic. They went to the semifinals, ended up losing to a Fargo team that, by the way, ended up being the national runner-up, as it's now a 2-0 count here to Cade Hinkle. But that was on Sunday morning, and the Sunday afternoon was the championship. Well, Sunday morning is the final game of pool play, as that one's popped foul out of play. Will get out of play just barely off the top of the dugout, third base, and it's now 2-1. But now this year, Sunday we'll wrap up pool play on Sunday morning. If Post State wins the pool, then they go back and play Sunday night, which would be at Harrisburg. That's where they would schedule to go. And if they win that, then they play on Monday in the semifinal, as it's now a 2-2 count here to Cade Hinkle. So a little bit different, and that's the reason why, too, because the number has grown by so much that you turn it into a 4-day tournament instead of a 3-day tournament. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Cruikshank to Hinkle, He'll ground that one on the first base side. It'll be good over the bag, and it'll be a step on the bag at first base for Peters. So the leadoff man is retired, but are we going to say that Hinkle man got hit when it went off of Hinkle off of his foot when he hit it? Hey, Jack Van Camp might start his lawyer days a little soon. I think they're going to keep the call, and it's going to be leadoff man retired here with Kate Hinkle. Just bring up Jaden Wiebe. Thought maybe Jack Van Camp was trying to talk his way into Hinkle having just a foul ball. You know, Bill Van Camp's got away with words to try and course you into the other way. So I thought maybe Jack Van Camp might have learned from him.
Yeah, maybe a little apple didn't fall far from the tree, maybe.
Maybe we'll foul that one away. He'll make you believe something that is unbelievable, the way Bill Van Camp talks sometimes.
For post 33, the Titans are off the rest of this week. Looks like they play a tournament, although it does not say on their schedule where that tournament is, but they are scheduled to play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday someplace, and then they have they host Sioux Falls West next Wednesday in a pair of games in Sturgis.
1-1 pitch is missed low, and it's now 2-1. Here to Jaden Wiebe, who singled his last at-bat. Ended up being retired at home on a force-out play with the bases loaded. That 2-1 pitch is missed, and it's now 3-1. Andy Gordon is next. He'll be followed by Bennett Dean if any of those two are able to reach base. Here in the bottom of the fifth, and a 7-0 lead for Post State. 3-1 pitch. Comes inside, and it's a one-out walk. And that'll bring up Andy Gordon.
Yeah, and we'll see if the Eights can put together something right here. Keep the offense going. Had a nice rally there in the bottom of the fourth where they put 5 runs on the board, and let's see if that inning is a little bit contagious and see if they can keep hitting the ball all over the park.
Andy Gordon with a ground ball, eats up Inhofer at third base. The throw to first is not going to be in time. So it'll be now first and second. An air charge to the third baseman, Inhofer. With one down, that is now the fourth air charge to Sturgis in the ball game. Had 3 back in the bottom of the second. And here is now Bennett Dean, who represents the winning run for Post State. Flag's laying down right now. Might be a good time for Dean to get his first home run of the season. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
You going to call that?
Yeah, I should. But I should. I don't know. Because it'll probably happen if I don't actually call it. Now that I'm calling it, it'll probably pop out of the third baseman. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He'll foul that one back. I thought one of those two things were about to come true, as it's now 1-1 to Dean.
If you call the home run and stick by your call, and he actually comes through, I'll give you $1.
Hey, that's good enough for me. All right, D. Let's get a home run here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one misses outside, and it's now 2-1.
Nice play by Stroud to corral that ball. He had to come out of his crouch and actually had to dive to glove that ball as it was well into the right-hand batter's box.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Would be good for a 3-1 count, but it will be a 2-2 count instead. I thought maybe a 3-1 count would be that time for Dean to send one out of here and get me $1. And also end the ball game. probably better for him to get a home run than me just getting $1. But here comes the 2-2 pitch from Cruikshank to Dean. Outside is now 3-2. He is 1 for 3 as Dean with an RBI single that came in back last inning. Part of 10 guys that came to the plate. On deck is McGuire Rasky. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Dean will ground that one foul. Jack Van Camp trying to make that barehanded play. I think he'll learn very soon that that's one you look like Coach Nas and you just get out of the way and let it go. Those are ones you don't want to try for too much.
Yeah, that one had a little momentum behind it.
Also, Van Camp, he's not too afraid of much. Runners at first and second. Full count. One down here in the bottom of the fifth. Jade Weeby's at second, Andy Gordon at first. From the stretch, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Just on the outside edge, and Dean will take it for strike three. And there's now two down, and it'll bring up McGuire Rasky.
Curveball on the outside corner that froze Dean and not able to pull the trigger. And now the Eights have two outs, runners on first and second, and we'll see if McGuire Rasky can come through with a base hit and keep this inning going.
First pitch to Rasky is taken outside for ball one, high and outside. He is 1 for 3. Singled back in the third. He reached on a fielder's choice last inning. He did come around to score on the 2 RBI single from Gary Nedved. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Rasky will chop it to the right side. It'll be foul. And it's now 1-1. And Van Camp again just couldn't make the play over at first base.
Yeah, a ball that Kane Peters for Sturgis tries to come to his left to field and went just out of his reach and just right between him and Van Camp.
1-1 pitch is outside and is now 2-1.
We would, if that would have been a fair ball, we would have called it a seeing eye single, but it ends up being a seeing eye foul ball.
Or maybe it's a blind foul ball.
Didn't
know where to go. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Rasky with a line shot. That's through for a base hit into center field. Rounding third, trying to score is Weeby. The throw coming to the plate is up the line. Weeby will score. And it's a 8-0 lead now for Post State with runners still at first and second. And two down to bring up Matt Hansen.
And a nice throw from Anderson out in left field, but just a ball that came up the line a little bit, and Weeby able to come across the plate standing up, and the Eights are now just an extra base hit away from ending this early.
First pitch is missed inside for ball one.
There's that first pitch curveball from Cruikshank. Again, just likes to start off that first pitch of the at-bat with that curveball, trying to keep the batters a little bit off pace.
1-0 pitch will get behind Hansen. Both runners will move up 90 feet, so it turns into a base hit now for Post State, and they can walk this one off with a 10-run rule. A little bit different than the walk-off they had in game number one. 2-0 is the count here to Hansen. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Hansen will pop this one up foul and out of play as it'll land just outside of Hyde Stadium and across on Capitol.
Looks like it got across the sidewalk and down onto the shore of Capitol Lake.
The count is now 2-1. From the stretch, Cruikshank will deliver the 2-1 pitch. Hansen will watch it go upstairs. And the count's now 3-1. Gary Nedved, who is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, is on deck. 2 away here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 8-0 lead for the Eights. 3-1 pitch. Hansen will take strike two. Starting to make his way towards first base. Will come back around and do it again. 3-2. Payoff pitch upcoming from Cruikshank to Hansen. From the stretch, he'll deliver the payoff pitch. Upstairs for ball four, and this time Hansen does walk. And it'll bring up Gary Nedved, who again with a base hit could end this ball game. He walked, singled, and singled in his three trips to the plate.
And with 2 outs, you will believe that every one of the base runners is going to be off with contact, and so McGuire Rasky standing at second base, good speed out there. Any kind of a base hit to the outfield is likely going to score Rasky and potentially going to end this game.
So now here's the first pitch to Nedved. He'll swing and ground that one up the middle. It'll be fielded by the second baseman. The throw to first is in time, and the winning run will be stranded on second base here after 5 innings. But another run does come in to score on 1 hit in the inning, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It is an 8-0 lead for Post State over Sturgis. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, top of the 6th inning, as it will be the top of the order. Owen Cass, RJ Andruski, and Rich Inhofer to lead things off for Sturgis, down 8-0. Isaac Pollock will hit here, or will pitch here against Owen Cass. Lead things off. Were they playing AC/DC here between innings?
I guess I wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't really. Heard it right before it stopped. I think they were playing some AC/DC for us. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Be fielded by Hanson at short. Comes across the bag, and one pitch and one out here to open up the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, just a nice play by Hanson over there at shortstop. Just a two-hopper. He comes in and kind of gets a cherry hop off of the second bounce and right into his glove. Nice strong throw across the field and easy play for the Eights, and they're just 5 outs away from potentially ending this game right now if it goes the distance.
RJ Andruski will take strike one. He is 0 for 2. Ground out to the third baseman, also flew out to the right fielder. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Comes inside and is now 1-1.
Again, the Eights play Friday night against Wayzata, Minnesota, 7:30. Then they come back on, or after the doubleheader tomorrow night against Post 22. 7:30 Friday night against Wayzata, Minnesota. 5 o'clock Saturday against Norfolk, Nebraska.
As the 1-2 pitch is floated out to right field, McGuire Rasky coming in. He'll make the catch, and there's now 2 down.
7:30 Saturday night against Sioux Falls West, and then they finish off pool play on Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. against Jackson, Minnesota. So couple of Minnesota teams, Nebraska team, and Sioux Falls West in their pool. This will be a good test for the Eights. Good mid-season check to see where they're exactly at right now.
Here's the first pitch to the number 3 hitter, Ridge Inhofer, and it'll be fouled back. And it's 0-1. A good test here this weekend. Another good test against 2 North Dakota teams, along with a Watertown, Minnesota team at the Minot tournament next here in 2 weekends. 0-1 is popped up into foul territory, right side. Bennett Dean will have a chance to make a play. He'll make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Isaac Pollock here in the 6th inning. We have the bottom of the 6th. Post State still leads 8-0 over Sturgis. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the 6th inning, Post State will have 8-9-1. They need 2 runs. They can win this game in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead 8-0. Isaac Pollock has thrown 6 shutout innings. as he has been fantastic for his second straight, actually of all 3 starts that he's had so far this year. He has been fantastic, and he potentially could get a shutout without having to take the mound in the 7th inning, or maybe we'll have to go out in the 7th inning and try and go a 7-inning complete game shutout. Either way, it's been 6 very, very good innings for Isaac Pollock here. Once again, kind of sounds like it wouldn't be a broken record because that's broken. This is really good. We'll take hearing this all day.
Well, and the thought has begun to run through my mind is do you send Isaac Pollock out for the 7th inning? He's only at 64 pitches, so right now he would be available to pitch on Saturday if need be. I assume that Coach White has his pitching all lined up for the 2 games tomorrow, as well as the four pool games down in Sioux Falls. But if you were able to get Pollock out of here at under 80 pitches, he would be available at least a day early, potentially, depending on how you want to use him.
So the count is 2-0 here to Elliott Life. 2-0 pitch. That one is over for a strike and is now 2-1. Life is 0 for 3 so far. That will be interesting because I think Jack Van Camp was in relief but he had to make sure he stayed under that 30 pitch count so he could return for the next day. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's outside. It's now 3-1. Obviously, the best case scenario is just scoring 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, and then Pollock is available for those 2 games on Saturday and even for Sunday as well. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one is outside, and Elliott Life has drawn a leadoff walk to bring up the number 9 hitter, Brecken Kruger.
Looks like we got a pinch hitter.
Yep, Brady Getz.
Getz on the year, comes into today hitting 154, 2 hits and 13 at bats. He's got a walk to go along with those 2 hits. So we'll see defensively how the Eights want to play this. Getz probably not likely going to be in the outfield. We'll see if they shuffle the lineup a little bit and try to make some defensive adjustments to get Getz in the defensive lineup.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Getz. That one will miss, and it's now 2-0. On deck is Cade Hinkle, followed by Jaden Wiebe and Andy Gordon. Post State leading 8-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-0. Because Elliott Life, he threw those pitches where he is not available till Sunday, and obviously – and you potentially could play more than 1 game on Sunday. It's not you're guaranteed to play that 1 game, but you could play up to 2. 3-0 pitch will also miss low, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So Getz stands there, looks pretty with the bat, and then will make his way to first base without having to take it off his shoulder. And it'll bring up Cade Hinkle with the first and second, nobody out.
Gets the winning pitcher in the first game today as the Eights came from behind in walk-off fashion to win 5-4 over Aberdeen. Gets the win in the earlier game and just had a very nice outing today. Good to see him kind of rebound after a couple of rough starts earlier in the year.
Cade Hinkle will foul the first pitch back. It's 0-1 here to the catcher. But if you have Pollock available on Saturday, as the 0-1 pitch is outside and it's now 1-1, you almost start to maybe you probably were thinking of not starting Pollock against Sioux Falls West, and maybe you start to reconsider it if you get him out and he's available to pitch on Saturday, just for the fact that, boy, if you're playing a South Dakota team, send your best pitcher out there, and Pollock has garnered every right to be that number 1 guy for Post 8 right now. Here's the 1-2 pitch that will be fouled over to the first base dugout. Obviously, we're just trying to get in the mind of Coach White. All that is probably going through his head and what he wants to do. But that's just another thought to maybe go in the process now because of how good Isaac Pollock has been in this game, as there's a swing and a miss by Hinkle and there's now 1 down. Because if he goes 6 shutout innings and he's throwing 85 pitches, well, there's no question that that's not happening. But he's throwing 6 shutout innings and 64 pitches.
64 pitches.
I mean, he's been very, very efficient. So that gives you the benefit and the option of being able to maybe bring that back in. Here's Jack Merkwan, first pitch. He'll swing at that, and he'll foul it away as he's hitting for Jaden Wiebe. So it'll be interesting to see where all the defensive alignments will be if Post State isn't able to score 2 runs and send us in the top of the 7th.
Merkwin likely goes out into left field into Kruger's spot, and then we'll see where Brady Getz goes. I mean, they do have a reentry rule, so Kruger could go back out and play defensively out in the outfield if that would be the decision, just to allow Getz to get an at bat.
1-1 pitch is in the dirt, and it's now 2-1 here to Jack Merkwin, the pinch hitter for Jaden Wiebe. Wiebe finished the day 1 for 2. Allowed the center fielder and also had a single. Runners at first and second here with 1 down, 2-1 pitch. That one's popped up, foul territory. First baseman and Peters making his way over. He's going to run out of room, and it's now 2-2.
You see Aaron Booth has a helmet on. He may be coming up to bat for Andy Gordon, possibly, or
looks like
maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Looks like Gordon's finding his way out to the on-deck circle. Here's a 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher, and he will throw to first. And there's now 2 down. I think he forgot that there's first and second, did Cruikshank, because he looked at the runner at second base, Elliott Life, taking off for third, and for a second thought maybe running at him, but knowing that Life had to run because there was runners at first and second, ended up just throwing to first. And so it'll be Aaron Booth that will come to the plate and hit for Andy Gordon. First pitch is inside for ball 1, and Aaron Booth could win the ball game here with a base hit and 2 away. With Getz at second and Life over at third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a chopper left side. It'll be a tough play for the shortstop. Cass, the throw to first, is in time to get Booth out at first, and we will head to the top of the 7th inning. No run score, no hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 7th. Post State 3 outs away from beating Sturgis. They're leading 8-0. You listen to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Top of the 7th inning, Isaac Pollock is on the mound trying to close out a complete game shutout for Post State over Sturgis. They lead at 8-0. David Anderson, Dustin Allen, and Thor Sundstrom will be the first 3 hitters, 4, 5, and 6 for Sturgis. Defensive changes. All 3 pinch hitters will stay in the game. Jack Merkwin's out left field. Brady Getz will take over at third base. And the man, the myth, the legend, Aaron Booth is over at second base. As I think he's extremely pumped up to be over at second base right now. Be playing the infield. David Anderson will be the first man to lead things off. How about a ground ball over to Booth? The first at bat. Pop up. How about to Booth over the first pitch? He will take it. He'll make the catch. The leadoff man is retired. How about that? First pitch, Aaron Booth gets right in the game. 1 pitch, 1 out for Isaac Pollock. 2 outs away from a complete game shutout.
And the backstory, if you've not been following Pierre Governor and Post State Baseball, Aaron Booth had been dealing with a muscle injury that occurred back in early May, and just got cleared for baseball activity earlier today. And so the first time that Aaron Booth has been on the field in a game situation for about 45 days, and you can just tell he's excited. He's grinning from ear to ear.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball over to Getz over at third base. He'll make the play. He'll double clutch. He'll fire a strike over at first base, and there's 2 down. How about a fly ball for Merkwin to finish this one out? The 2 guys that have come into the ball game on a pinch hit opportunities. Stayed in the field. They've made the first 2 outs. Now it's up to Merquan out in left field to fish this one out. Thor Sundstrom is the man at the plate. Last hope for Sturgis as Isaac Pollock out away from a complete game shutout. First pitch. That one will bounce in for ball 1.
Yeah, and we've kind of, maybe not intentionally, but just really haven't talked about given Pollock his real due. He has really been solid today. Just 6 2/3 innings of work so far, just the 2 hits, no walks. That's huge. 2 walks and the 4 strikeouts. Pitch count is down, and he's just been he's been the Isaac Pollock we've kind of come to expect so far this year.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Sundstrom. Swing and a miss, 1-2, and Pollock now a strike away from a complete game shutout. Boy, he has been very, very good for this post-8 team. It has been a lot of fun to watch him play here pitching here this year. 1-2 pitches outside is now 2-2.
Coming into today, Isaac Pollock had 4 walks in the 2 starts, the 12 innings pitched, 4 walks and 4 hit batters. We were talking to him after the game last time he threw, and he goes, I always have about as many hit batters as I do walks. And so far, he doesn't have a hit batter or a walk.
He's in danger right now, 3-2 count to Thor Sundstrom, who reached on an error in his last trip to the plate. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a foul tip at the plate. And we will do it again here at 3-2. This has been a lot of fun here, these 2 games. 2 really good pitching performances from Post 8. And why not cap it off with a complete game shutout? 3-2 pitch. That one cued off the end of the bats. And we will do it again at 3-2. Making Pollock work for this final out.
And maybe got a little bit of a break there because that might have been ball 4 and extended the inning. But Sundstrom protecting the plate, 3-2 count, fouled one off.
Here is a 3-2 pitch again. Comes inside, taken for strike 3, and there is a complete game shutout for Isaac Pollock. And the Eights win it 8-0 over Sturgis. 7 in a row for Post State. Now 9-5 on the season, as they will take on Rapid City Post 22 tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central Time, start of a doubleheader. Post State wins at 8-0 behind a complete game shutout for Isaac Pollock. We step aside for 2 minutes. We'll come back and wrap up this doubleheader between Pierre and Sturgis along with Aberdeen. Listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, as it is a doubleheader sweep for Post State over Sturgis. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as we welcome you back in here to the broadcast booth as Post State now 7 wins in a row, 9-5 on the season. They take on Post 22 tomorrow, but boy, Greg, these are 2 really big wins for the Eights.
Yeah, and the winning streak stays intact. 2 big wins, both the come from behind walk-off fashion earlier in the day against Aberdeen, and then just kind of a workmanlike performance tonight. I mean, just nothing big and is going to jump off the page at you. No extra base hits in this second game tonight, but 10 hits total for the Eights, and just continued to do good things. Just 1 error on the board tonight for the Eights, and just a very, very good pitching performance from Isaac Pollock, and he certainly should earn the acclaim of a lot of different people, because he went out and just continues to throw strikes and keep opposing hitters off balance.
Yeah, he's now thrown 19 innings. He's got a 3-0 record. He goes just about 6 innings every single time he's gone out, and here a complete game shutout, 75 pitches. So he's available again on Saturday to throw if Post State needs him. And when you get a complete game shutout and you're available 3 days or you're on your 4th day, that means that you're very, very efficient. And he was very efficient tonight. No walks, no hit batters, only 1 free base that was given to him. It was an error one error in the ball game. 2 hits that Isaac Pollock allowed. Fantastic performance all the way around from the Eights, but it started with Isaac Pollock, who set the tone, who retired the first 7 guys that he faced. He had a perfect game through 2 1/3, and didn't allow. He had numerous 1, 2, 3 innings. He had 4 of the 7 innings. 5 of the 7 innings were 1, 2, 3 innings. Allowed runners on base just 2 innings. So 3 men left on base. So only 3 base runners in the entire game for Sturgis in that ball game. That's a fantastic performance there from Isaac Pollock.
Yeah, and so now the Eights look forward to go into Rapid City for the first time they've been on the road this year. Jump on the bus tomorrow afternoon, and they will go out and have an opportunity to play on the newly renovated Fitzgerald Field. $5 million worth of renovations. All turf has been laid on the field. Nothing needs to be mowed. Nothing needs to be watered out there anymore. And so it'll be an opportunity to go out and for the Eights to go out and get in some brand new dugouts, new concession stand, new seating, new press box. It's just other than the land itself, it is and the outfield fence, it is a virtually brand new facility.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It's always fun to go out to Rapid City to that Fitzgerald Field, because there's a lot of history at that field. But now new history is being made with them playing with all turf field, and looking forward to a great doubleheader tomorrow. 6 o'clock we'll start coverage, 6 o'clock Central Time will be first pitch. We'll start coverage around 5:40 as Post State will take on Rapid City Post 22 in a doubleheader out in Rapid City. We're trying to see if we can get Coach Nathan Nas up here to talk after the doubleheader, the 2-game wins against Aberdeen and against Sturgis. Had that walk-off win in game number 1 of the doubleheader, or in the game 1 of the day over Aberdeen. In a game where Post State probably felt like maybe they should have played a little bit better, maybe should have gotten a couple more runs than what they did, and shouldn't have been to that point, but still getting the job done. And you mentioned it, Greg, that's a team of resilience that shows you a team of character, that even when things didn't go right, they were still able to get a win against Aberdeen.
Yeah, and again, I think as a coaching staff, sometimes you don't mind, especially in a long season like this. I mean, it's short time-wise, because from the time you get going on June 1st till regions start on about the 3rd weekend of July, it's only about 7 weeks long, but it's long in terms of games. By the time that the Eights get through that region tournament, and hopefully they end up qualifying for the state tournament, they'll have probably 50 games or more under their belt by the time this season gets completed, and so it's a long season. It's a chance for the Eights, like I said, for the coaching staff. Sometimes you kind of like to see your kids face a little adversity just to kind of see what they're made of and see how they bounce back. And I think maybe we saw that out of the Eights early on this year when they got into that. Lost the first game of that doubleheader against Watertown. Actually, record fell to 2-5, but since then the winning streak is now pushed to 7, and we'll see how they do tomorrow night against a Rapid City Post 22 squad that maybe isn't quite the 22 squad of past years, but anytime you go to Rapid City, you got to bring your A game because 22 is going to make you bring your A game.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic doubleheader tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock Central Time. We'll start first pitch. 5:40 we'll start coverage here on KCCR. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to having that call at the new press boxes that we get to sit in. You'll get a different angle than what you had last year. As it'll be more look like where we're sitting at right now. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, it'll be something similar to that as their press box is a little bit off to the side on the first base line. But that will wrap things up for us here for tonight. And 2 wins for Post State. They win Game 1 5-4, also win 8-0 over Sturgis behind 2 great pitching performances. That second one, a complete game shutout for Isaac Pollock, throwing 75 pitches in 7 innings. Pollock gets the complete game win, and the Eights have now won 7 in a row and are 9-5 on the season. Thanks to Ray Lewis back at the station, the technical producer for your games today. Greg Dean to my right, I'm John Winkler. Eights have now won 7 in a row, 9-5 on the season. Final scores once again. They win in Game 1 over Aberdeen 5-4, the walk-off single from Jaden Wiebe, and then get a complete game shutout from Isaac Pollock in their second game against Sturgis as they win it 8-0 as we say good night from Heights Stadium.
You've been listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Service Master, Rising Hope Counseling, Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, AirTech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, B&B Equipment, Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Farting Electric, Olson Plumbing, Agtegra, All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, Lamb Motor, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. Join us all season long for Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports